I've had this project planned for months now. I had initially intended to put a showdown on resin up only a week or two after the showdown on wood. I did, however, discover that in my attempts to make a resin piece on my own, it was ridiculously bubbly and cracked and every other problem you can come up with because I don't have a pressure pot. A month or so ago, I was talking with my friends, Kim and Doug and Billy, and Kim suggested, why not have Doug do it for you? He's got a pressure pot. He took the time and poured a piece to the specifications I wanted. Translucent, 3 distinct sections, and to ship it to me, and he also had to do some shaping and such. It took time to make this project happen, even though I had been planning, wanting to do it for almost a year now. This is when I was able to make it happen.
Okay, so for your comparison test, this is sanded to 80 grit, and that is number 1 where you put your chuck number 1 jaw, and it should line up center for you. I know it's going to be a little off, but that's how I got it. So you're going to do this, and to make it fair, I'm going to send you some of this because I know you don't have any. So we'll just write Yorkshire grit micro on here, and then that way your comparison test is fair because you don't have this to use. And all I'm going to do is just put a little bit in here. Obviously you don't need a lot, and then it actually goes a long way. So we'll put it. If I don't make a mess, we'll put it in there. Sure. And okay, just so you know, this is not a finish. This is an abrasive paste. You still have to finish it after this. Everybody makes a mistake of thinking that that's a finish and they don't get the shine they want. This is not a finish. I'm sure they'll tell you that's not a finish. So, anyways, it's on its way.
Yeah. Yep, you're waving in there. And this is why my nails look bad, because I'm using it all in here.
What Mark said.
Okay, they've all been sanded up to 320 now. I wiped them down with acetone to get out as much of the dust as I can. Now my fingers are leaving more acetone on it. And that is where I go to their abrasive pastes. I'm going to, again, like last time, tape off each section so that they don't cross over. I'm going to do Axe, Yorkshire Grit, and Kim's Homemade. This time I'm not only doing just the abrasive pastes, since I was given flack by one of the manufacturers for not using their complete system. I will, in this time, use everyone's complete systems per their recommendation. Axe will get their abrasive paste and their polish. Yorkshire Grit will get their abrasive paste, their microfine, and a finish of my choice. And Kim's section will get her abrasive paste and then her polish. Oh. It's your anniversary. Yeah, that's for me. You have headphones in? Yeah, there you go. I know it's not a snake because you'd be running away screaming like a little girl. It's like the ultimate no-no. For a rat you're like, for a snake and you're crying. Yeah. I know you. I know you. A little dirty lizard though. No. I was like, okay. I don't care. Little ding 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 on brain cell thing.
Yes, I'm slicing me outward.
I'm like, and yours?
I looked in there. I closed it.
Is it backward?
Well, you was on time.
Oh my gosh. That must have just happened. Or was it like not new again? I would only notice it was new again.
Well, smart close.
Oh, I'm just transported. I'm in his house.
Right. Perfect.
Next one. We'll see him. Let's get here. I'll take over. Not gonna. Well. I can see my Yorkshire Grit using the bells. They got too. Hey, don't care if the bells in. It looks nice on the shelf, but. Oh, wait. There it is. Still on here. Yeah, they're all the same speed. Right, but at the same time, I can say, well, that's what my lathe likes. That's the speed my lathe is happy at. I don't know, read the instructions. Did it say you want to speed up specifically? Right, I can't, yeah. I'm not going to speed it more enough that, unless I later just take control like 8 times, it's uncomfortable. Yep. I just made fingers and control to the other side. But I didn't give them one, so back to. And now I have to put a finish of my choice on here. What I have available is Kim's. So I will use Kim's polish on this one because it's what I have available. Yeah, I've got 8 layers of paper towel in here. I can feel the warmth. It's not uncomfortable, but it's 8 layers. I wouldn't be able to do it with this too. I wouldn't be able to do this with just like 2 layers of paper towel. Yeah, I got to fold into a heat. This is a whole sheet. Yep. Okay, 3 seconds. Close the door. Use the contact with it. Okay. And all the mess off. Come on. Nice step. This is like no. Playing with the compressor over there. Just so exciting. Sarcasm. It is. It's tearing me out more. It definitely starts slightly higher green, or more waxy or something. I don't know. We're ready. See what time you get all flying off toward you. And the very base has nothing on it but the sanding. I don't think it would take the time to go through all the grits in rigor pads to do that. But I did think about it. I mean, I actually might not. And I was going to say this might come out different if I had or superfine, but I don't have it. So I'm using this in the face. Still going to get it out equal with that section. And at this point, you can't even equal to. Right? It will come out the same, I think, as the first one. And he can't cope with being equal to, so. So I think I'm just going to say she has a superfine, but I didn't get it in time, so. Because the tape did slightly mar this one, I am going to repolish that tiny little bit and edge as close as I can. Yeah, I'm going to polish because I don't want to get everywhere.
This one, very clear. Mm-hmm. This one, I can just slightly make out some scratches. And this one, I can definitely see scratches through it. Little lines, streaks type look.
Okay.
If I can reverse it just to, because I don't want to skew the lighting, compare the best and the worst. And this one, even in the darker, the scratches are even more prominent to me. I can really see them.
Okay. And obviously the base.
We're comparing that part too?
Only slightly.
The base looks like crap.
Yes, because it's only sanded. It's only, the base is only dry sanded.
Oh, okay. Then yeah. Like I say, they all look good, but if you really, really study them, the winner, second, third.
Okay.
In my untrained eye opinion.
Yes, because you're not even a turner.
I'm not a turner. I might be a turn-up, but not a turner.
Well, thank you. So there we have it. An opinion from somebody who's not a turner and didn't watch what I was doing and didn't know what was going on where. I have to admit I'm surprised. I thought the Yorkshire grit would come out on top because of the microfine. All of them are decent. There is, when you look carefully, a notable difference. You can see through all of them. You have to look, so at a quick glance sitting on your shelf, nobody would notice the difference. When you pick them up in your hand and look at them, you can see a difference in how well the scratches went away. I'm actually floored that the homemade one won. And because I was asked for an update on the original wooden piece, if you recall, I made it into my sander. All I did was drill a hole in the end that had never been polished because it was in the pin jaws. At this point, the 3 sections, with the exception of, I can see from here, I don't know if you can, the pencil line here and here. The 3 sections are indistinguishable after 4 months. If I didn't still have very faint pencil letters telling me whose and whose were whose, I would not be able to tell you whose section was whose. This was the Yorkshire grit section. This was the axe, and this was Kim's homemade abrasive paste. I will also include 1 or 2 still shots of this in the sun where it's easiest to tell at the end. Like I said in the very beginning, these are hypercritical opinion. I'm able, because this is translucent, to look through it and hold it in the light and see very carefully what is or is not still there as far as scratches. They would not be as obvious, and I think that had I used an opaque piece with either mica powder in the resin or with a plain white resin, I think they probably all would have looked the same. I did this one in translucent intentionally to be able to be hypercritical.